Oh yeah, we live. We live and direct on Moving the Podcast, starring Big Boy TV and Ted Turner. Got a special guest in the house tonight. We got Almighty Lane like about to hit the link. Man, we got big breaking news today. Gunman rushed the White House Correspondents' dinner room. What happened next was crazy. Gunman rushed the White House Correspondents' dinner room. What happened next was crazy. And we're gonna judge much more today on Moving the Podcast, starring Big Boy TV, Almighty Lane Life, and your host Ted Turner is Inwood Studios TV, where we report the news. Take off, man.
Some nigga won't take. Shit won't make a break. Safe. Get on my knees, pray in the dark because I know some niggas won't take me. Whatever they say, that shit won't make or break me. Riding around with a burner, never once put it on safety. Shit, it's your choice, you either love me or you hate. Get on my knees, pray in the dark because I know some niggas won't take me. Whatever they say, that shit won't make or break me. Riding around with a burner, never once put it on safety. Shit, it's your choice, you either love me or you hate me. Prefer to get it on my own, I relax for help. These women don't love you, nigga snakes, I thug it by myself. Check out this brand new stick, I got this bitch fresh off the shelf. And I ain't buy this holder stun, I keep it on my belt. I bang out with my enemies, the clip long as a centipede. Before it's over with, I'ma make sure you remember me. My heart cold as December, be my temper hot as a 3rd degree. No limits to this life, I keep soul sweeping like Master P. Every now and then I ask the Lord, can I see another day? So going fearing, I tend to stutter when I say my grace. Shooters on play, they got the same average as Stephen Clay. The only difference in this game is we can't afford to play. And that's just facts, the minute you lack, you getting cracked. These niggas don't care about life itself, they quick to turn you to a pack. And that's just that, fuck who think my shit whack. Most slept on in my city, but Lord knows I love that rap. Get on my knees, pray in the dark because I know some niggas won't take me. Whatever they say, that shit won't make or break me. Riding around with a burner, never once put it on safety. Shit, it's your choice, you either love me or you hate. Get on my knees, pray in the dark because I know some niggas won't take me. Whatever they say, that shit won't make or break me. Riding around with a burner, never once put it on safety. Shit, it's your choice, you either love me or you say you had the bang when bout playing with them. You better check the scope. Bitch, I'm from Glen Oaks. Everybody shooters, everybody trying to score. The Glock hold 32 rounds. It dunk like Shaq, but it shoot like Kobe. It'll only take GG jersey to make a fuck nigga kiss the flow. I lost my best friend to the system. That shit hurting me. But every day I pray that God never take Glenn from me. Niggas spinning back to back. This word getting wicked. That's why I keep something with me. Getting out the mud, pops always told me, son, ain't nothing free. I finally jumped back on them beats. And now my mind at ease. Wanna book me for a show that's cool, long as my gang with me. I never let you take a thing from me. Bitch, ain't no stain in it. Before you do that, I'll jump in the bathtub of bleach. I'm tired of seeing rest in pieces. Murder everywhere you see. Down to my 3rd rod in this thunderstorm like CP3. How would you feel, nigga? Blame your dog, that shit'll make you cry. Boy, I'm a grown man when I speak, nigga, look me in my eye. Get on my knees, pray in the dark because I know some niggas won't take me. Whatever they say, that shit won't make or break me. Riding around with a burner, never once put it on safety. Shit, it's your choice, you either love me or you hate. Get on my knees, pray in the dark because I know some niggas won't take me. Whatever they say, that shit won't make or break me. Riding around with a burner, never once put it on safety. Shit, it's your choice, you either love me or you hate me.
Oh yeah. Appreciate y'all popping in this morning, man. We got big news today, man. Shouts out to everybody in the building. I see you, Mike. I see you, Twan Wilson, Big Splash Gang in the building, man. Big Slap Gang in the building. Smooth operator, man. I appreciate y'all stopping by, man. Big Boy TV, shouts out to you. Almighty Lane Light, shouts out to my sister, Queen KT, the Queen. Shouts out to Splash and Traffic running around the whole internet, man. Look, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in today, man. We got big breaking news, man. Gunman got caught at the White House Correspondence Dinner. They call it the White House Correspondence Dinner. So yesterday they had the big dinner, which is called the White House Correspondence Dinner, and that's where all the media personalities and all the politicians, everybody who in government at the time, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of other famous dignitaries and people, they show up to this big dinner, and it's called the White House Correspondence Dinner. And what happened is it's like a roast. So they got a comedian that'll come in and speak. You know what I'm saying? He roasts everybody, you know, people from both sides of the aisle or whatever. And then you got, can y'all hear me clear? Then you got the president, whoever the president at the time will speak. So yesterday was the first time that Trump has actually been to the dinner since Obama was president. When Trump was in office the first term, he did not go to the dinner, neither year. You know what I'm saying? He was boycotting it because the media was treating him unfairly and things of that nature. So Trump just boycotted the dinner. So this year, Trump decided to go to show a little, you know what I'm saying, solidarity, try to bring the country together. So Trump decided to go ahead and attend the dinner this year. A couple of days ago, Don Lemon said he wasn't going. And I started to drop that video, but I said I'm going to wait till after the dinner to, you know what I'm saying, drop these videos. So what ended up happening was, like I say, at the dinner, it's like a roast. So, you know what I'm saying, Trump was going to do his roasting. You know what I mean? He was going to do his big one. You know what I mean? So about 20 minutes into the dinner, about 25 minutes into the dinner or whatever, Trump come out and get up on the stage. You know, they got tables. It's a big old ballroom. It's thousands of people in there. It's about big as 2 football fields, they said. So they're about 200 yards. So they got a big old ballroom, and all the people sitting out there, all the correspondents from all the media outlets, newspapers, cable TV, broadcast TV, and a lot of the politicians are there. So Trump is up on the stage, and they got tables up on the stage where all the, you know, the special guests and the dignitaries are. Trump is in the middle of the stage, whatever. And then they got a podium up there, and that's where, you know what I'm saying, the speaker is, whatever, whoever's speaking or whatever. The like I say, it's a comedian come out, and you know, he do his little roast. He roasts the president, he roasts the people in the audience, you know, he talk about what's going on. And then the president at the time would give his speech, and this year was Trump. So Trump is there seated, you know what I'm saying, the show about to get started or whatever. But back in the back, because like I told you, it's a big old ballroom about 200 yards. So they got it cordoned off, you know what I'm saying, different checkpoints in different areas. You know what I'm saying? So they can make sure, you know, who in there supposed to be in there or whatever. So apparently, a guy come running up through there with a long gun, handgun, knives all on him, and try to run past the checkpoint. He ended up busting at one of the Secret Service officers on his way through there. Secret Service returned fire, and they apprehended him. So that's what happened yesterday at the White House Correspondence Dinner. A gunman ran up in there trying to, you know, bust shots. Ended up getting himself shot and apprehended. And he's in jail right now. His bond hearing, or, you know, his first appearance is tomorrow, Monday. So, you know what I'm saying, we learning more and more information as, you know what I'm saying, this thing go by. This is moving, you know what I'm saying, a lot of moving parts. This is just happened yesterday, Saturday night, and today is Sunday morning now. So he's going to court Monday or whatever, and he'll be arraigned in court Monday. They got pictures of him all online. They got his name out there. They saying he's from California, and he rode a train out there to the event. So that's how he was able to, you know, get them firearms from California to DC, or maybe he picked up the firearms once he got there. We don't know yet. We're going to look at old Don Lemon in the building. Shouts out Don Lemon. So shouts out to Don Lemon. So yeah, we got certain different reports on what's going on right now. The guy's from California. Apparently he was a school teacher. If you know anything about politics, if y'all been following this channel closely, you know that the teachers union is one of the big unions in the country, and you know what I'm saying. They primarily back the Democrats. You know what I'm saying. During COVID, they was running around with a lot of nonsense going on, and you know what I'm saying. So they primarily back the Democrats. So that's kind of interesting that you know what I'm saying. He's a teacher. We don't know if he's part of the union or not. They saying that he is a teacher's assistant, and he won a couple awards. You know what I'm saying, as far as you know what I mean, doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying, in his field or whatever. We're not sure if he still works for the company that you know what I'm saying is saying that he worked for. But like I say, it's a lot of moving parts. This story just happened Saturday, so we getting as much information as we can. And of course, on this channel, you know, we're gonna put the real news on the board. We got news about Wet 100, Cameron and Mace, Stan G and Pop Austin. I mean, we got a loaded show for you today. But yeah, the big breaking news is a gunman rushed the White House correspondents' dinner room, and what happened next was absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So Trump wanted to continue with the dinner. After, you know, they told him what was going on and everything, they subdued the guy, got him under control. And Trump wanted to continue on with it because, you know, his whole thing is we got to continue with our life. We can't let nothing stop us from doing what we do. And the Secret Service said it was just too dangerous at this point in time to continue. So they went on and evacuated the building and canceled the dinner. And Trump said, "Don't worry, we will postpone it and redo it next Thursday. I mean, in 30 days, not next Thursday, in 30 days." So, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to him for that. You know what I'm saying? For putting that on the board. What's up, Naomi? Appreciate you being in the building, beautiful lady. Appreciate you being in the building, beautiful lady. I got a train going by, so let me do a little housekeeping while the train going by. I see Big Boy News in the building. Like I say, what's up, Mike, the great legendary? Naomi just stopped by. Shouts out to Twan Wilson, Slap Gang in the building, Splash Gang in the building. Shouts out to Splash and traffic running around the internet. Smooth operator, I see you. 138 in the building. Almighty Lane like Queen KT. Slap Gang about Johnny Diz and the rest of the Austin sector, man. We appreciate y'all being in the building for real. So, yeah, that's the big breaking news story of the day. A gunman rushed the White House correspondents' dinner ballroom, and what happened next was absolutely crazy. So, they were saying that he was about 50 yards away from, you know what I'm saying, getting into the ballroom. So, to be perfectly honest with y'all, Trump was never in any real danger. Only thing is, you know, from 50 yards, you can hit your target now. But, you know what I'm saying, where he was at, running through that checkpoint with that long gun, it was no way for him to fire no shots at Trump and, you know what I'm saying, accurately and correctly from that distance with all them Secret Service and police in there, you know what I'm saying, with law enforcement all over the building. Like I say, they got tables set up all in this ballroom. You got ABC over here, Fox News over here, NBC here. You got the white Washington Journal. You got New York Times, LA Times. You got all these different news organizations all over the place. And then Trump said that also at those tables were undercover officers and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? They had people stationed everywhere. So it was no way for this guy to pull this move off. You know, it's basically a suicide mission. You know what I mean? Running up through there with a gun, trying to, you know, pow somebody. So they got him under control and subdued, got him stripped, and, you know, he handcuffed on the ground. The pictures and the images that we saw. Actually, Trump was the one that put the pictures out. on his True Social, and I think he also put some out on Twitter, on X, formerly known as Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Some of these pictures and images. So they all over the internet. You can find this picture of this guy. He looked like a light-skinned guy with curly hair. We haven't determined, you know what I'm saying, where he actually from or whatever, but they say he live in California. They released his name and everything. We haven't heard him speak yet to know if he, you know what I'm saying, Native American or not, or if he from another country or whatever. But like I say, it's a lot of moving parts. Like I be telling y'all, it's the fog of war, where we getting different reports in as things are happening. So I dropped the video 10 minutes after this stuff was released. Well, not dropped it. I made the video, but I didn't drop it, because what I be telling y'all all the time, that on this channel right here, Innerwood Studios TV, we about reporting the facts. It ain't so much about being first. I'm trying to be correct and exact. So one of the things that we did was we didn't drop. Thank you, no, Naomi. Thank you. One of the things that we did not do was rush to drop the story first, because TMZ was reporting that the shooter was unalived. And as the days go by, we're gonna check on all this stuff. Because why would they report that he was unalive if they weren't trying to build a narrative? See what I'm saying? Trying to make a scapegoat kind of thing going on. That's what I'm looking at TMZ as. Why would you report that somebody was unalive? Where did you get that from? You see what I'm saying? So we on top of every little piece of this story. The fact that he's from California, the fact that he's a teacher assistant, the fact that you know, he rode the train out there. He was a guest at the hotel. He checked into the hotel because the correspondence dinner happened at a hotel, in the ballroom of the hotel. It's one of the biggest ballrooms in the country. That's why they hold it there. And like I was explaining to you guys, for those who don't know, the White House Correspondents' Dinner is like a roast of, you know, the most powerful people in the country. You got politicians, movers and shakers. They're the president is there. All the news outlets and organizations are there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a laid back event. You know, they do different things there. The theme this year was about the First Amendment, about not squashing our voices. And Trump, he gave a speech at the White House because, you know, the people wanted to hear from him. So one of the things that, hold on, let me take this question right quick. We got a question from Big Boy News, and it's saying that did Trump meet his wife on the island? No, sir, he did not meet his wife on the island, but I thank you for playing today. He did not meet his wife on the island. She gave a speech a couple weeks ago, and she spoke for about 6 minutes, and she talked about, you know what I'm saying, she met Donald Trump, and about, you know what I'm saying, her alleged ties with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. So yeah, we thank you for playing, Big Boy. So back to what we was talking about. The White House Correspondents' Dinner is a roast of, you know what I'm saying, the most powerful people in the country. Now, the last time Trump was there was when Obama was the president. And I'm gonna get that video out for y'all, and we're gonna discuss it and talk about it on a later episode. But that video was some people saying that was the time that Trump decided to run for president. Now, I know the backstory on it, so that's not really the case. But you know what I'm saying? It kind of makes sense, but that's not really the case. The truth of the matter is that we was trying to get Trump to run. And when I say we, I'm talking about the people in the conservative movement. We was trying to get Donald Trump to run for president when Barack Obama ran the first time, but Trump decided not to. And then Obama got in office, and you know what I'm saying, to, you know, anybody grade, we felt like he did a bad job. So we was like, man, we need you, Trump. So Trump decided that he would put his, you know, money and effort in behind the Republican Party, but he wouldn't run. And we end up losing again. Obama beat John McCain again. So we was like, you know what, man, we got to get somebody in here, man. So, you know what I'm saying? The Democrats they play together because Obama ran twice, and then to everybody on the left, you know, ideally it was Hillary. So, you know what I'm saying? They felt like it was Hillary's turn. So Hillary Clinton ran, and, you know, Trump decided to put his name in the hat. He come down the escalator. And ever since then, you know what I'm saying, it been hell to pay. They've been doing everything they could to destroy this man. And but yeah, when he was at that White House dinner, the correspondence dinner that night with Obama, you know what I'm saying, they had a lot of jokes for Trump in there that night. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of jokes for Trump. And think about it now. Trump is in the audience. These jokes are already written. You see what I'm saying? And Obama done already rehearsed his performance and everything. You know, these jokes, you know, because Trump was pushing the birtherism issue at the time. And birtherism, where, you know, out there and when asked to provide his birth certificate, Obama provided a fake birth certificate. And this ain't me talking. You can go look all this stuff up. Y'all know how I get down. I'm a real journalist. Ain't that right, Torrin Wilson? So I don't get up here and just talk out my behind. You know what I'm saying? I present the facts and I put them on the board. So it was a guy, a sheriff out in Arizona, if y'all know anything about it. He used to have his inmates wear pink jumpsuits. That was their color. Most inmates, you're gonna wear white, blue, or red, or orange. You're gonna wear white, blue, orange, and red. Those are the colors around the country. You know what I'm saying, for inmates. Okay, I'm back. So make sure y'all can hear me good in the chat, man. Drop a one, somebody let me know you can hear me good. I'm gonna just keep rolling. So in Atlanta, in the Fulton County Jail, what they do is they wear blue jumpsuits or blue top and bottom. But if you're a violent criminal and you got real serious charges, you're going all the way upstairs and you're gonna have on red. You know what I'm saying? So the sheriff out in Arizona, he put all the inmates in pink. Thank you, Naomi. He put all the inmates in pink underpants, pink jumpsuits, the whole thing. And he had them housed in an outside open air facility basically, you know what I'm saying, at times. Because his whole thing was, we making it hard for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't on summer vacation. You in jail right now. So he was kind of controversial. And one of the things that he picked up on was this birtherism issue with Barack Obama apparently not being born in America. So when Obama got pressured about the situation, he ended up releasing a birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? They was telling him to just drop his birth certificate. He released not a birth certificate, not a live certificate of birth. He released something else. But he has never released a real birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? The document that he did release was forged, and it was looked at by FBI people and forensic specialists, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, came to the determination that this document had been forged. Now, the media covered all this up, and they never spoke about any of this stuff. Now, that's when Donald Trump got involved, and he started pushing the case hard. He was offering up to $1 million for the real birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? So that's when the people who loved Obama and hated Trump, or not even so much hated Trump, because didn't nobody hate Trump at this particular time, but the people that loved Obama, you know what I'm saying, they was running around calling Trump racist for saying these things. And Trump's whole argument was, it's really not a big issue. Just provide your birth certificate. Just show the people where you was born at. And the fact that he couldn't or wouldn't, what's up, Jay Style? The fact that he couldn't or wouldn't, which made it a bigger and bigger story. But the media did everything they could do to cover this up. So that's why some of y'all, did the first time y'all hearing any of this. You see what I'm saying? That's why some of y'all did the first time y'all hearing any of this. But it was called birtherism, was the nickname that they gave for it. So if you go look that up, the term birtherism, you're going to find this story, what I'm telling you. And so at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Obama was giving Trump the business at the dinner. You see what I'm saying? He was giving him the business at the dinner. And Trump was sitting there, you know, he was taking it, you know what I mean? You know how the almighties are, the almighty whiteys. Hey, Moni, female lady shooter in the building. You know how the almighty whiteys are when they get, you know, flustered or frustrated, their blood rushing to their face and they start turning red. Now, Trump was able to keep his cool and hold it together, but you could see it on his face that, you know what I'm saying, he didn't appreciate this. So, you know what I'm saying, he decided to go ahead and run for president, and we where we at today. So this was his first time attending the White House Correspondents' Dinner was yesterday, because ever since he had been in office, because when he first ran, you remember they was telling lies about him, saying he was a Russian agent. They had people thinking he was controlled by Putin and all this nonsense. And the facts is coming out on that. You know what I'm saying? That was all made up. Obama, Biden, Hillary Clinton, everybody who was in office at the time knew it, and they pushed it anyway. They almost destroyed this country because they almost was able to impeach Trump on a lie. They knew it was a lie, and they was running their play. They ran it hard too. They ran their play real hard. So we thank God that, you know what I'm saying, everything worked out the way it did. And you know what I mean? We pushed for the truth to come out. And the reason that they was so hard on Trump, the reason that they was pushing so hard to get Donald Trump was because of Trump's whole play. Trump's play was to get rid of the deep state. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get rid of the deep state, which is the people behind the scenes, the swamp that, you know what I'm saying, that's been controlling government for all these years, stealing money and, you know what I'm saying, taking the sovereignty away from us, the American people. You know what I mean? Taking our sovereignty away, which is our individuality. You know what I mean? In America, you know what I'm saying, each individual. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Mona. You already know what to do, Mona. You know when I get to doing my thing, I'll pop that on up there. Mona in the chat, my female lady shooter, she said, Ted, let me know if you need a disclaimer. She already know when I start popping it, go ahead and pop that on up. That's why I love my female lady shooters, all my female mods who really do what they do, because they already know how to operate. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I do is sit behind the microphone and talk. Everybody else do everything they got to do with make this a successful program, which make this a successful channel. and I appreciate him to the heavens and beyond, man, for real. So, Donald Trump is in a position right now as because the question was asked yesterday after the shooting and after the incident. Trump went to the White House to speak to the country, to let everybody know he was okay and, what I'm saying, update everybody on what was going on. And one of the questions asked was, why is he such a target? And his answer was very telling. It was very insightful. Trump said they only target those that's doing a good job. You see what I'm saying? If you in there fumbling around doing nothing, ain't nobody worrying about you because you keeping the play going. But when you come in and start making heads roll, being a bull in a china shop, that's where the problems come in at. So Trump was saying that the reason that he's been targeted the way he's been targeted is because of the fact that he is a bull in the china shop. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he is disrupting the powers that be. He's upsetting the system. You know what I'm saying? Because us as African Americans, as the colored man, we've been voting for Democrats for the last 50, 60 years. And they ain't did a good thing for us yet. You know what I'm saying? They ain't did a good thing for us yet. All our problems are still all our problems. Now, we've been voting for y'all, putting y'all in office. Y'all ain't took care of not one problem. You know what I'm saying? So when Trump ran for office, one of the things that he said was to my African Americans, to those I say, what do you have to lose? You know what I'm saying? By giving him a chance. That was his big speech. That was one of the quotes from his speech. What do you have to lose? You know what I'm saying? That's what he was telling the people or asking them, really, what do you have to lose by putting me in office? You know what I'm saying? These people been beating you down for all these many years and you don't even see the play. You know what I'm saying? Try something different. See if it work out for you. You know what I mean? So one of the Democrat plays, one of the plays on the left, the blue, is to label anybody against them as a racist. That's the first thing they try, is to label you as a racist. Even me, as a black conservative in America, they try to say that I'm a racist, that I'm against black people for the simple fact that I'm a conservative, for the simple fact that I don't follow the Democrat agenda, for the simple fact that I think for myself. You know what I'm saying? So we here today are trying to make sure that we put the real information on the board. No fake news, no nonsense, no bull crap. So Trump answered that question, and that was a good answer. Why do he think that he's being targeted the way he's been targeted? You know what I'm saying? This is what, the third or the fourth assassination attempt on the man's life. You know what I'm saying? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, man. So the big breaking news of the day, gunmen rushed the room at the White House correspondent dinner, and what happened next was absolutely crazy. Shots was fired. They apprehended this guy, and he'll be in court Monday. And Janine Pirro, Judge Janine, she used to be a Fox correspondent. She spent 30 years in the system being a judge, and Trump, you know what I'm saying, hired her as one of the attorney generals. I think she's the attorney general of the New York district, Southern District. And what she did was she spoke yesterday and said that this man will be held to the fullest extent of the law, without no problems, without no questions about it. He will be held to the fullest extent of the law. You know what I'm saying? They are speaking on it, and they not playing with it, and they dead serious. You know what I'm saying? They charging them with possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony act. And that lead me right. This is what they call a segue in media, when one idea lead to the next. So the fact that they charging him with that crime, that lead me into the shooting in Houston, where All-Star JR, rapper out of Detroit, found himself in a situation. Now, if y'all, for those who don't know what's going on in Houston, there was a guy named All-Star JR. He's a rapper out of Houston. He was in a restaurant called Confessions. And while he was in there, some guys approached him and tried to remove his personal property away from him, his jewelry, his watches, his rings, things of that nature, his necklaces. And in the middle of this melee or whatever, they were attacking him. He got into a fight with him because he wasn't trying to go. They snatching on his chain, he holding his chains, fighting them off of him. And at some point in time, during this melee, you know, some of his jewelry got off of him. His necklace, his watch, you know what I'm saying? He lost a couple of things. Some of his jewelry. In the middle of this melee, somehow a I don't want to say a 9mm, some kind of Glock, some kind of pistol appeared on the ground. The reports was that one of the guys who was attacking All-Star JR dropped the weapon. It fell out their hand, fell off their hip, or he was able to remove it from their hip. But the reports was that it was on the ground. He got on top of it and started firing and got people up off of him. Weeks later, he was charged with felon in possession of a firearm. Now, the reports are that the reason that he was charged, and I ain't gonna say the reports, the word on the street from the blogosphere and the bloggers and podcasts and content creators is that he was charged in order for him to make a statement so that they can get to the bigger fish that they want. So the word on the street is this happened in Houston now, and that the Prince family is big time troublemakers in Houston, and the feds and the authorities been trying to build cases against them for years. That's the word. And one of the people that, you know what I'm saying, always end up coming up in the middle of something is Jay Prince Jr., the son of Jay Prince, the music mogul of Rap-A-Lot. So Jay Prince Jr. was in this restaurant at the time, and him and this guy, All-Star JR, have some kind of beef going. And there is a female in the middle of this story. So All-Star JR has a woman who he has children with, and they have been broken up or not together formally for about 5 or 6 years. And in that time, she has dated other guys, and they have a cordial relationship as far as they co-parent. And one of the things that he asked the young woman was that, you know, he don't care what she got going on per se, but if she gonna have guys around the kids, you know what I'm saying, allow him to meet the guys or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. So they've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. She's been with different guys, some celebrities, you know, some rappers, some football players, some athletes or whatever. And so now she ends up with Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr., you know what I'm saying, he a troll. All-Star JR is a troll also. And when I say they trolls, they get on the internet and, you know, they pop it. You know, they talk, you know, they talk on the internet about whatever. So All-Star JR, you know, didn't appreciate the fact that Jay Prince Jr. was, you know, on the internet popping it a little bit about him. You know what I'm saying, about this situation with this young woman. Word on the street is that one of the kids got disciplined, and that got something to do with the beef between them. Now I can't confirm that because I haven't seen any reports or anything coming out of All Star JR's mouth about that situation. And right now, Dogface TV, a big podcast in Detroit, is, you know what I'm saying, one of the official people that can speak for All Star JR. All Star JR said if you don't hear from him or Dogface, then it's not credible. But if you want the credible information about him and what's going on in his situation, you get it from them too, out of his own mouth or Dogface TV. So I haven't heard either one of them speak on that issue right there about the kids. But what I have heard was that there was rumors going around. Anyway, the night of this incident, it was a rapper by the name of OG33, I believe is his name. And OG33 is it was his birthday. So that's why those guys were assembled at the restaurant. Now, All Star JR was there just having dinner with him and a female companion, apparently. It had nothing to do with the birthday celebration with these guys. When they saw him, you know what I'm saying, things escalate one to another, and that's why, you know, the fight broke out. They was trying to, you know, take away his jewelry and stuff. Now, the early reports was that it had nothing to do with Jay Prince Jr., you know what I'm saying? And then as we start getting more and more from this case, you know, we can't believe anything, but you know what I'm saying? This is stuff that came out. One of the things that came out was that one of the guys who was attacking him, what his name is, NBA Ben 10, was on demon time the whole day. You know, he was running around really, you know what I'm saying, flexing and popping his muscle that day. You know, he was looking for something to get into, apparently. And this coming from his camp now by DJ Academics and other bloggers who saying that they spoke to these people. And they were saying that, you know what I'm saying, they was trying to calm Ben 10 down or whatever, but he was on one that day. So that's why they saying that the incident happened, because Ben 10 was just on one and he was just trying to get into something. So the word on the street is that Jay Prince sent them. And see, T-Pain, what's up, T-Pain? T-Pain just chimed in and said that the reason that they locked up All-Star JR is so he could testify about the shooting. It's a play to get a RICO going with Mob Ties, which is the organization that Jay Prince Jr. is the head of. So that's what the conspiracy theory is in the blogosphere right now, is that All-Star JR, trying to put the pressure on him to testify about something that happened at the restaurant in order to build a RICO case on the Mob Ties organization. Now, the guys who was supposedly, allegedly actually involved in the fight and the confiscation of the materials from All-Star JR said it didn't have nothing to do with Jay Prince Jr. But we'll see, though. We will see. But that's the word on the street, is that All-Star JR is under arrest because the feds is trying to put pressure on him to testify so that they could build a case on Martaz Jr. Thank you, Mona. I appreciate it, Mona. So yeah, they saying that All-Star JR is under federal arrest now because they trying to put pressure on him to testify against Jay Prince Jr. Because initially there was no charges, but that don't really have nothing to do with anything because, you know, after the shooting, All-Star JR is seen on video wiping down the gun and leaving the scene. So when the police arrived, he was no longer on the scene. You know what I'm saying? He was charged with felon in possession of a handgun. And the reason that I spoke about segueing is because remember what I just told y'all about the guy at the Trump shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He was charged with possession of a firearm in the commission of a violent act. That is a federal law. And All-Star JR could be charged with that. But it's interesting that they didn't charge him with the actual shooting. They only charged him with possessing the gun by a felon. Now, the law is clear on felons possessing firearms. And one of the things that get you out of it, like we spoke about before, is that they can't take away your right to defend yourself. You understand me? The law cannot take away your right to defend yourself because you are a citizen. So you are allowed to defend you know what I'm saying? You are allowed to defend your body against bodily harm, no matter who trying to harm you. Authorities, private, public citizens, whatever. You're allowed to defend yourself. So it's going to be interesting in this case move forward to see if All-Star JR, you know what I'm saying, can beat this, you know what I'm saying, possession charge. Because by all reports, it was not a firearm. He did not bring the firearm in the restaurant. And Mr. Israeli, in the confusion that's going on, a firearm appeared. And he got his hands on it and started getting people up off of him and off from around him. Now, the reports are that he walked up on guys and shot them while they was on the ground, walked away, came back, shot him some more, gun ran out of bullets. He ended up hitting them with the gun, spitting on them, all kind of things. He wasn't charged with none of that. You know what I'm saying? I guess that'll be aggravating, insinuating circumstance just to show that he was in possession of the gun, but he wasn't charged with any of that. So the theory that he has been charged to start a RICO case or to provide information for a RICO case, it kind of makes sense. That could go with that, but those are rumors right now. So we don't know until, you know, this thing play itself all the way out. But as of now, All-Star JR is charged with possession of a firearm by a felon. And I think he could beat it because, I mean, the other charge could be attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? Because he stood over a guy, you know what I mean, and shot at him and then did it a couple more times and ran out of bullets. So all that's attempt. And the reason it's an attempt because the guy didn't pass away. You see what I'm saying? But if y'all know the law, because we always talk about being in the car. If you're in the car, you just get as everybody that's around you. So, you know, that street terminology for being involved with it. We call it being in the car. So Jay Prince Jr. was at the scene, and by everybody's understanding, by anybody's thoughts, Jay Prince Jr. is just as guilty as everybody who was doing something. Because you know, you there, these your guys, you on the scene too. You know what I'm saying? You in the car too. And I got my suspicions on how this thing played itself out, but these are my opinions right here. You know what I'm saying? These are my opinions right here. That, you know what I'm saying? As looking at the videotape, Jay Prince is not just an innocent bystander. Jay Prince Jr., I mean. He's not an innocent bystander. You can tell by his body language that, you know what I'm saying, he was interested in what was going on, as almost as if, you know, he had a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's not just the innocent bystander in this situation. I won't let nobody tell me that, you know, he didn't have nothing to do with it. But of course, we'll let it play out the way it play out. But the reason that I segued into this was because of the charges that were brought on the guy at the Trump White House Correspondents' Dinner. You know what I'm saying? Possession of a firearm in the commission of a violent act. By the videotape, you could definitely charge All-Star with that. Now, can he beat it? I think he got a good case in beating it because of the self-defense angle of this situation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he got a good case in beating the possession charge because of the self-defense angle of this situation. Now, the state or the feds or the government will have to prove that at a certain point he was no longer in danger. But what point was that? See, what point was he no longer in danger? They was talking about how he wiped the gun down and put it up on the shelf out the way and then left the scene. They were saying that why would he wipe the gun down if he didn't feel like he had done anything wrong? Now, if you're from the streets, which All-Star JR is definitely, you know what I'm saying, active, or at some point in time he was active in the streets. If me and T-Pain are together and T-Pain, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, let me hold his pistol, you know, look at it, you know, I'm riding with it for a minute or I get out with it or whatever. Before I hand it back to him or before I put it down, I'm wiping my prints off of it. And the reason I'm doing that because I don't know where this firearm is going next. You see what I'm saying? So that's just street smartness. That's just street knowledge, being savvy. It's not about doing anything illegal or wrong because I don't know if later on T-Pain gonna get into a shootout with this pistol and toss it. Now my fingerprints all on it also. You see what I'm saying? So anytime we handle firearms that are not ours, we've always been taught to wipe them clean, wipe them down. Especially after we've been done fired them at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Especially after firing them at somebody, we're gonna wipe them down. So I don't think that's a consciousness of guilt, and that's how the law plays itself. Yeah, I don't think that's a consciousness of guilt because All-Star JR, his defense could be, which is plausible, that he wiped it down and put it out of view, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't want it. He did what he had to do with it. He's supposed to have it. So he wiped it down and put it up. And the reason he wiped it down because he don't know who gonna get it next. One of the people that's there could just pick it up and later on do something with it. Now his prints is all on. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that that's gonna be too much of a hurdle for the defense to get over him wiping the firearm down. You know what I'm saying? Now, the felon in possession is gonna be tough to get around it because he is a convicted felon and he is seen on camera with the firearm and using it. The fact that they hadn't charged him with any using of it, that give me two things. One, they know they don't have a good case against him, and two, like people are saying, they trying to build another case. So at the very least, they will hold that until the very end to try to force him to, you know what I'm saying, do what they need him to do. So, you know what I'm saying, they come back with other charges later. And you see it all the time. In the Big U indictment, they got charged with so much stuff at first, and then they came back with other charges. Because all this happened after they get everybody together and start, you know, having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? So once they get everybody together and start talking to them, asking them what happened and woo-de-woo, going over the evidence that they do have, then they can go back and, you know, re-indict people on stuff. It happens all the time. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if All-Star JR face any more charges. The initial reports was that he was picked up on possession of a firearm because of some firearms that he had in videos and stuff like that of that nature. He was apparently on his way to do an interview with Vlad TV. and that's when he was picked up. So we don't want to implicate Vlad in anything, even though, you know what I'm saying, word on the street is Vlad is the police, he the feds. But we don't want to implicate him in anything. But it is interesting that JR was in, you know what I'm saying, All-Star JR was in Detroit, running around doing whatever he was doing after this case, shooting videos, vlogging, Instagram, and doing all type of stuff. But the minute he decided to, what's up, Angel, baby? Good afternoon. How you doing, baby girl? The minute he decided to go on Vlad TV, he ended up getting arrested. Coincidence? We'll see. We'll see. I got we done came to the end of the show. We 5 minutes to the top of the hour mark. The show started at 3. It's 4:01 at the time. So I started about a little 5-6 minutes late. So we still got a 5 minutes to go. And I'll spend this time recapping everything that we spoke about today and letting y'all know what's coming on in the future. So we did not get to the WAC 100 Stan G Cameron situation. And I give y'all a quick rundown clip of what's going on with that. They then got caught running plays. So Cameron was doing the interview with one of the WWE wrestlers. They get into a little fake argument, whatever, and it go left. The wrestler pick Cam up, slam him on the ground, and give him one. And then they continue with the show. The wrestler lead, Cam continue with the show. It was staged. It was fake. It was WWE, but we ain't got no problem with it. Stan G down there, Pop Austin, smacked the brakes off a jet, smack him out his chair. A lot of people saying that was staged. That was WWE type things. Stan G popped out on my partner Almighty Lane Life page the other day. Shouts out to Almighty Lane Life, and said that it was not staged. So Stan G done put that on the board. Then we got this WAC 100 situation that No Jumper. Well, No Jumper brings Mexican in there who's been having some issues with WAC 100 and basically tell him to come in there and, you know, play up the controversy. And WAC almost get into it with him in a physical altercation. So Adam set that whole thing up. You know what I mean? You go back to the No Jumper interview and you watch the 20-minute clip of WAC 100 versus, I think his name is Mouse Man or something. You watch that clip. What's up, twin? Hey. What's up, Morgan? Female lady shooters in the building. That's my fiance right there. I'm a married twin. And there go my baby mama Morgan in the building. How the boys doing, Morgan? Happy birthday to my little guy. So yeah, we got right. That's what I said, twin. Adam don't respect nobody to put WAC in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? And WAC is crazy for even falling for that, for going along with that. Well, it appeared that WAC didn't know nothing about it, but once it came out for WAC to not put that pressure on Adam, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good look in my eyes. That's just not a good look. So yeah, we're gonna discuss that more coming up in the days to come about how, you know what I'm saying, the internet is getting to where these content creators can't do what I do. So they running plays. You understand me? What did I tell y'all from the very beginning? I ain't about to run no plays. I ain't about to tell no lies. But I will do it for $1 million, though. We ain't doing nothing for free, man. Shouts out to the game, man. We appreciate everybody being in the building. We appreciate everybody being in the building. I need my female reporter to get in touch with me. We got a lot of news to go this week, man. We're going to break it all down, man. Gunman rushed the White House Correspondents' Dinner Room. What happened next was crazy, was the title of today's show. We covered what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and we will be covering we will be covering the trial and everything that's going with. We want to get to the bottom of this guy really is. We want to get to the bottom of who he really is and the work for. So we doing that. Y'all sit back, relax, and listen to my fiance take off. This is Twin KT, female lady shootout in Austin, Texas. My favorite rapper. This is the Mobile Diss song. Take off, Twin.
If they got anything to say to me or about me, they can come hit this link right motherfucking now. Right motherfucking now.
Tie your content dry like the ass of them niggas you got in your chat. And your artist a gunslinger punk with G.I. Joes that sit in his lap. Ponytail dreads don't scare none. All we see is a roster of freaks. We got a roster of stand-up men. Unsubscribe, they life don't speak. Shh, bushes, put they ass on the thumbnail. Mobile sector started trolling. I don't think it's going end well. Is y'all ready to spar for your life? Your female shooters get cleaned off the board. You know you need us, Ty. Gyms don't want us around like we need his support. Drop your link. Press the bell for alert, it rings in the street. Lane popped up for the addy. Austin sector sticking and moving like cleats. Diggs popped up for the bullshit. We don't need to strike no channel. And I didn't have to hit your link. Diggs was punching you out on your panel. Damn. Why you ain't wanna hit the link? Damn. Y'all trolling in chat cause y'all thinking it's sweet.
They come hit this link right motherfucking now.
With they puss ass. We not like you, Ty. Only extensions we got is ones for the sticks. We don't sit on panels all day, cause some of us actually raising their kids. Drunk ass niggas, all in their feelings. Rugrat babies crying on cue, exposing no calls. Ty went live. Dick suckers reporting the news. Clips in the whip. I forgot, this is our content. Bring your best rapper out. Point out that bitch in the comments. Cause we pressing like some lemons. That's how the juice is made. Ted, troll that bitch so hard. Diggs, drop that bitch off the stage.
Jim just told me he don't do all that shit on his page. So if you want to talk to me,
click the link.